The laugh out loud effect. The awkward signs of Apologists Juvenile psychology does the use of laugh out loud and emoticons, as well as other rhetorical behavior, point to a fundamental lack of maturity in rabid police supporters and apologists? Yeah, probably so. The teenage years. That awkward time when emotions battle experience for nearly a decade of embarrassing outbursts. These outbursts are often punctuated by the snarkiest of rejections that take the form of the scoff. The scoff is a pretense of humor used to indicate disrespect without use of any vocabulary that might betray any deeper thoughts to the person it is aimed at. It is pure haughty dismissal full of uninformed self-righteousness. PFFFTH. Laugh out loud. Whatever, Mom. This is exactly what I see in more than half of the comments by cop apologists on our Facebook page. Laugh out loud, you cop blockers are idiots. The person leaving this comment did not actually find anything funny, even when they claim we are a joke. There is no humor. So why do they add the laugh out loud or the little laughing emoticons? Because they are scoffing teenagers. Their worldview is not informed by facts or reason or compassion or anything difficult to achieve, but merely by a childlike attachment to the protector figures that keep the closet monsters at bay. So when they see something that goes above their heads and have no reasonable way of responding to it, the juvenile sarcasm takes the wheel. The reason the rabid supporters and cop apologists resort to scoffing sarcasm is because they are working from the emotional maturity level of a teenager. Their entire personality froze somewhere in their teenage years, and they are ill-equipped to deal with anything that challenges their narrow worldview with anything but the rhetorical tools of a teenager. Not that they are to blame. The system has tried to condition each of us to become a lifelong adolescent. It makes us far easier to control mentally, emotionally and physically. It cripples our critical thinking so that the ruling class can continue unchallenged with masses of worker ants doing their greedy bidding. COPBLOCK by Joshua Scott Hodgkin. Luckily, some of us were able to escape that programming. Either walking by the whip, or perchance to have peeked behind the curtain, we have come to see the ignorance and cruelty of our masters and rejected it as any reasonable and independent adult would. And we see police as they are, the front line in the war against individual freedoms, liberties, peace and prosperity. For those of you who were lucky enough to escape the mental bondage, keep that in mind. Cop apologists and rabid police supporters are also victims of police, the state and the ruling class for whom those things benefit. While they spew their hateful, juvenile nonsense at you, they are simultaneously acting out the damage done to them by your common enemy, even though they do not recognize the enemy or why they act like they do. So rather than return their antics to them, remember what you are dealing with and adjust accordingly. The way to reach a teenager is to guide them by their own values and desires, to show them what they could achieve if they took initiative for their own lives. Do the same with cop apologists. Learn their values and desires and show them how policing and the state are the greatest threat to them. Check out why dumb people always seem to think they are the smart ones. But be prepared. Before you will break through, you will inevitably have to deal with their frighteningly awkward juvenile nonsense. Don't believe me? Just read the comments beneath.